I have a lot of Latino, Spanish speaking clients, and I'm constantly trying to really translate that becomes more time consuming, but it helps the family understand it better.
I believe that, most of the family, the parents, they have the language, barrier. It's hard for them to communicate.
Parents doesn't have like, like the time. They don't have the information. Killing my heart every day, and it's incredible. And a lot of parents doesn't know there was. It's the self-direction. That's another thing. I mean, like I work in a lower socioeconomic neighborhood in Brooklyn where most people don't know about self-direction even. And when I tell them, they come back to me and say, I just couldn't go through with it because of of how long it is. I've been waiting for a year. I've been, this one and the different frustration. And it seems as if they almost want you to really give up.
Usually have a long waiting list, so it's hard to work with the FI and find FI. Some of the families are waiting for a year.
My son was approved for self-direction 2 years ago. We still don't have it.
My son can't choose the thing he wants to choose, even within what appears to be within the available guidance.
I'm finding the classes that were previously approved, now they're saying, well, I think that's more of an activity and not a class. It was incomprehensible to me. And it was very funny because this was the best class. He got the most out of it. It was, learning so many social skills.
But I was thinking, they talk about community integration and inclusion. I would think being in the community is that. But when I say I want to be in the community, and again, I used to not want to be able to, I used to not be into this thing of social. And now I'm telling you I want to do it. So I would think they're saying they support community integration, and then they come back to me and tell me when you want to do community integration, it's not allowed all of a sudden. Which is it?
Mommy, come. You signed me up. I don't want to hear all of your OPW speak that really seems to always defer to the FI, and you don't really get it, what the experience of a self-directed person is about. I look terrible because this stresses me out.
So with our current FI, we are not getting approved under the criteria of duplicate of a day hab. There is a slim chance of our kids, one, getting into day hab, one, if we even think it's appropriate to have them in day hab. So a duplicate of service to me makes no sense when you're trying to fill this day with activities that your adult child wants to do.
Parents are getting older, and that staff and support feature in IDGS needs to be like overhauled, because $20 an hour is not enough. When you tell someone, hey, can you help this person out with doing all the oversight for this program, and I'm going to pay you $20 an hour, they look at you crazy.
Yeah, but mama's tired and mama's 62 and mama needs to take care of her own medical appointments and just sit outside and listen to the birds.
What I see is the administrative burden of getting all this going has just become worse.
So I'm Dr. Natalie Ferguson, and I have a 21 year old son who is on the autism spectrum with intellectual disability, ADHD, and Tourette's. For my son, it helped with empowering him. It has increased definitely his quality of life. His mental capacity is a little bit on the lower side of sort of like a 6-year-old. So it's very hard to find things that, would work for him. So I'm able with self-direction to sort of get a lot of different things and just kind of like throwing a ball at the wall and seeing what sticks.
My name is Carolyn. I live in Brooklyn, and I have a 35-year-old daughter who has cerebral palsy. And we've been doing, we're old timers at this. We've been doing self-direction since 2013. It was really a game changer. And what I love about self-direction is that for somebody like my daughter, who's kind of outside the box, she's severely physically disabled. She needs total assistance with all of her ADLs. So, you know, for her, she can hire her own staff, which is awesome, and train them. And it's actually better for her and for us if they haven't had any experience doing this, because they don't bring all these preconceived notions. She does a lot of things online with the help of her, you know, self-hired staff, adult education French conversation group that she leads once a week. One thing she goes out to, she loves to sing, she loves music, she goes to sing in a community chorus.
So let's see, here are the things that we successfully use Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. A respite worker picks him up, brings him to a class that is paid for under IDGS community classes, and then brings him home and helps him transition into the home. He is having an awesome life after school because there aren't really great other alternatives like a group after school program that would support him and be a good fit. He gets to practice taking the subway, and for him to be able to start doing these things with someone who's not his parents at this age is really important and valuable.
My son's 14, and I didn't know that fate was going to make me a widowed single parent pretty quick. And so I'm not Catholic, but my son wanted to be. And so we went through self-direction. We were able to use OTPS for transportation to and from Blessed Sacrament so that he could make his Holy Communion, and then for St. Patrick's so he could do confirmation, which was huge for him. And that was a major goal for him and something he really, really wanted to do.
No other way that I would want to direct my daughter's services or have her direct her services than by self-direction, because we get to choose what the things are that we like to do. The best thing about self-direction is that you're driving your own ship. Granted, there's issues that people brought up, but you know, if your car has a flat tire, you fix the tire. You don't get rid of the cars. Having a great team, you know, good broker, good care manager, and a good FI really makes a big difference in how smoothly things can operate.
Yep. Jimmy has Down syndrome. He is also autistic, and he has a condition called Down syndrome regression disorder, which has significantly impacted his ability to be independent. He does require 24/7 support. And so my husband and I cover a small portion of that, but the rest of it is covered by ComHab and CDPAP. So he is able to live independently of us, which I think is significant. You know, I think a lot of parents assume when their child is extremely disabled that self-direction can't work for them. He can't cook on his own. There are a lot of things he can't do on his own, but that he can do with ComHab help. And so we had made the decision to just leap and see how he did and what we needed to do to support him. And that has worked extremely well for him and for us, honestly.
It's the only option right now for, at least in our area, for high needs or medically complex people. Day programs are almost non-existent if you are not very independent or high behavioral needs. So the families that cannot find day programs are going to self-direction and being able to use that program to support the member during the day so that they can continue to work. So I think self-direction has helped a lot of my members. that allows them to have a service versus just sitting home.
Self-direction definitely has helped my son, who is 24, become more inclusive, included in his community.